Hi everyone, I'm Eleanor Maier and I've been working as a lexicographer on the OED for 16 years. And today I want to talk about the work of OED editors, and in particular the work we do in drafting and revising entries for the dictionary. And the results of this work is visible in the quarterly updates on OED.com. So OED editors work on a variety of areas for the dictionary. There's a new words team. We revise existing entries. That's the group I'm a part of. There's a team working on the etymology of entries. There's a pronunciation team, bibliographers, making sure that we accurately cite the evidence we use for our entries. There's a team of library researchers based in libraries across the world checking sources of evidence for us. And there are also people who work on improving the OED data, language engineers, or working on how we can link our data to other content that's not part of the OED. So there's an awful lot of people working on any one dictionary entry, but today I'm going to focus on new words and revision. So new words editors draft sentences or entries which have not previously appeared in the OED. So the word might actually be very old, centuries old, but it's new for our purposes if it doesn't already have a OED entry. And revision editors update the original text of the dictionary. So we work on entries which may have first been published as far back as 1884. So news items fall into two categories. There are entries and sentences which are drafted as part of the revision process. And then there are also entries across the alphabet which are unrelated to any revision projects, and those are drafted by the new words team. So when it comes to entries drafted during revision, here's some examples from the word related to the word block. So block's quite a big and important word, very common word. And so we chose it and its related entries for revision. And during the course of this revision, we also drafted several new sentences and entries. So for example, there's a knitting sense of block verb, which we added, which is you block a jumper, for example, when you soak it and lay it out to make the stitches relax and make it all look nice. So we added that new sense that wasn't in the original entry for block. We added a new sense of blocker, a piece of goaltending equipment in ice hockey. And we, as well as new senses, we also draft entirely new entries. Here's another new sense for blockchain, which is probably quite familiar to people now because of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. But this wasn't, we drafted this as part of the revision of block. So these are some examples of sentences drafted during revision. But the second category of news items is sentences and entries completely unrelated to the revision process. And we've got some examples here. We've got treadmill, familiar sense of a piece of equipment used in the gym. Side hustle, which has come to prominence fairly recently, though it goes back right back to 1950. And we also draft entirely new entries, such as this entry for jabbed, which we didn't have an entry for the adjective jabbed or the noun, as in those who are jabbed, the jabbed. But we saw that usage had increased a lot as a result of the COVID pandemic and vaccination programs. And every quarter we publish a blog post or several blog posts about the new words we've drafted, where you can find out more about the sentences and entries. So here's an example you can look at from September 2022, our latest release, which describes some of the new words. And those include top banana, and also a whole group of football-related terminology as well, some of it having really interesting etymologies and origins.